Yeah, my name's Nick Levett and I manage our skills programme for the FA, which is our 5 to 11 coaching programme.
Okay. Could you just sort of tell us a bit about that programme, what it's...
Yeah, of course, yeah. We have got a number of coaches that work across the country, working 12 counties at the moment, delivering coaching sessions for 5 to 11 year olds, working within schools, within charter standard FA clubs, and we run our own skills centres in the evening, which is all around long-term player development and helping 5 to 11s develop a liking and taste of wanting to play football, enjoying the game and getting a bit better as well.
And how many 5 to 11 year olds are sort of involved, or are you reaching out to?
We've been working since July last year and we've had over 400,000 5 to 11 year olds take part in the programme so far. 42% of them are girls, and there's almost 20% from non-white communities. So it's a real mix.
What's the philosophy behind the programme?
The philosophy is about putting the learning totally focused on the child that's taking part, rather than the coach telling them what to do, which is classically what we see all over the place still. The young person has to own their own cognitive effort and do the thinking, understanding for themselves. So it's very much learner-centred.
And what's the reason for sort of changing that approach from more traditional coach-down kind of?
Well, it's based upon research, to be honest, that says that the learner has to be engaged in their own learning in order for them to understand long-term. Otherwise we have a process of short-term retention without understanding or thinking for themselves. So it's trying to develop those people that can solve problems and make decisions for themselves without having to rely on the coach to tell them all the time. We'll also get a lot of instances where the coach will stifle the creativity of the players by limiting their development, by only telling them what they know. So actually, if you look at Ronaldo, Alex Ferguson doesn't tell him any of those things that he does on the pitch. He creates them himself. So the learning has to be done by the individual and not totally dominated by the coach.
How have the coaches responded to the programme? Do you have it? Is it something they've embraced? Or?
It's a big period of change. It's a change of culture. It's certainly a change of approach for them, because they're having to give the power back to the kids, which is right because it's their game. So we should never have had it in the first place. So it's a real change for the coaches to not have everything neatly organised and structured and in nice little boxes for them, when actually learning is a little bit messy and a little bit chaotic. But the coaches have to work hard in different ways in understanding what the kids need, as opposed to telling them what they think they need.
So the level 1 and level 2 badges, have they changed in terms of the way that you're now teaching those to the coaches?
The level 2 has evolved fairly recently, and it was changed and updated last year. We're bringing out a load of age-appropriate qualifications now. So if you want to work with 5 to 11 year olds, you need a specific set of knowledge and understanding, as well as some core principles of coaching, to work specifically with 5 to 11 year olds. Because when you get to level 3 and you're doing 8v8 and phases of play, I've never done a phase of play with 8 year olds in my life, and I wouldn't dream of it. So we need some coach education courses to meet their needs now.
So basically does the programme become more tailored than the coaching programme to specific age groups, as opposed to general?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, it really is focusing around what do 5 to 11 year olds need to get better at being a 5 to 11 year old player. So we're really starting to drill down and meet their needs now.
And are you retraining coaches or who've been through the level 1, level 2?
Yep. Yeah, well, this is where these new coach education courses are starting to come in now as well. But it's a big culture change. But it's a big culture change for parents as well. That we've delivered a couple of sessions here, and when our coaches work, the parents expect the coach to be telling the kids what to do all the time. But our coaches are standing back and watching the players and maybe asking them a few questions at the right time for them, as opposed to telling them what to do all the time. So we're having to educate parents on, well, you might see things slightly differently. You won't find our coaches telling the kids what to do. They will be in little groups problem solving and working it out for themselves. But they'll be learning about dealing with conflicts, solving problems, being a better person, citizenship, respect, all the kind of things about being a better person that are important. So on the back of this programme, 1% of kids go through to become professionals, but if we can develop the next Bill Gates or the next MP because they've learned skills through this programme, then brilliant.
And is this kind of philosophy of empowering the kids, is that something that you've observed in other walks of life, be it the business world or schooling or anything like that? Or is it something
education has very much gone down that route now. The national curriculum's changed now, and they're bringing in all about personal learning and thinking skills, because it has to be about that person owning their own thinking, as I said. The Australians and the New Zealanders all go down delivering through games, and it's learner-centred delivery. But the athletes or the players, in this, they own that thinking themselves. So other countries are doing it, but it's because of the culture here, and we're very passionate about what we do. It's a bit of a shift and change in thinking from us.